These are 7 rules that I use to avoid having imposter syndrome. My definition of imposter syndrome is when we're trying to be this person that we're not, or we think that we're not that person, that we don't have enough in us or enough education to do the task at hand. One thing that people will feel like they're an imposter is because someone will have a formal education and they don't. And so they feel like, well, I can't write a book because I don't have all these degrees behind my name. I don't have, an AA, a BA, a BS, a master's, a doctorate. So you don't have to have all these things to actually write a book. Just write your book. Nobody's worried about what kind of education you have. Sometimes people that don't even have a formal education have more life skills and education than people who do have a formal education. So just use your heart and let the information come out. Don't worry about having a piece of paper to prove that you are just as good. Another way to keep you from feeling like you have imposter syndrome is to get therapy. Sometimes we'll, be triggered and think, oh my God, I'm imposter. And so we won't do something because we feel like, oh, I'm going to be found out. Get therapy, because in therapy, you'll get the encouragement and resources that you need to keep going. Another way to help you feel like you don't have imposter syndrome is do a lot of self-talk. Tell yourself that you're enough. I have a chalkboard in my bathroom and it says, I am enough. And I see that every day. And I just always tell myself that I'm the baddest up in here. I'm the baddest person up in this piece. So that whenever I go somewhere, I talk to people, no one can make me feel that way. My own mind can't make me feel that way. And I think another thing that to my advantage is that I had a family who just didn't allow for you to feel bad about yourself, right? And so, today that might not work, but it worked well for me. I have a family that supports me. So, when you have children, make sure that you're building them up so that they have confidence when they're not with you to really stand up to bullies or just that self-talk that happens without even having anyone around. Another way to get rid of imposter syndrome is to remove the idea that you have competition. I don't have competition. I'm my own competition if you really want to just break it down. But I don't really have someone that I'm competing with in the book industry. I'm my worst enemy. I could tell myself, oh my God, I suck at writing books. Or I could say, oh, you know what? You're the baddest up in here, girl. Put that book out there. Show everybody what you did. Show everybody what you wrote. So there's no competition. I'm not competing with anybody. I'm just as good as everybody else, and so are you. Another thing that might be a concern with imposter syndrome is I don't know as much as everybody else. Yes, you do. You know enough. You know enough to keep going. Well, what if I don't have the answer to a question? Well, that's why they got Google. Look it up. Or just be honest and say, hey, you know what? I don't know that, but I can find out the information. And thank you. Another thing that will help you in getting rid of imposter syndrome is get training. Just get a lot of training. Just go and improve your skills, your expertise. Just get knowledge. Google's out there and you can look up stuff. Sometimes you don't even have to pay for a class. It's there, free for everybody. Last thing I'll say as far as not feeling like you have imposter syndrome is to just be mature. Be a grown-ass person and just know. Just know. I know it's hard to have the confidence sometimes and just be, just aware and just know, right? Sometimes that's hard, but you just got to do a lot of self-talk and you're going to be okay. Be mature, be grown up, put your book out. You're going to be fine.